In this video today, I will show you two ways how you can play StarCraft Brood War on your iPad. And not just an iPad Pro, you can even play it on an iPad Mini and even on an iPhone. And I even have an external display connected, and I will also show you how you can full screen this one so that you don't have the black bars. And in solution number two, I show you that you can even play co-op mode on the same device with two controllers. You can play StarCraft even on the go. I will show you this now all in this video. So solution number one is cloud gaming. And the problem in the past, when you had cloud gaming with the iPad and you connected like a mouse and a keyboard to your iPad, you were limited that you couldn't really use the mouse for input. But the cool thing here is it actually now works here with the mouse. I can use my mouse, because in the past when you couldn't use the mouse, what I was showing, like for example, I have a video here on my channel, Diablo 1, 2, 3 and 4. You can play with a game controller that actually works, so you can even play Diablo 4. Doesn't matter which iPad you have, definitely check out the video. But in this video now I show you which cloud gaming service I found that actually supports a mouse. So for solution number one, you have to come to Boosteroid. That's also a cloud gaming service. Unfortunately, it costs money per month. It has a free option or something, but this works actually on your iPad and you can even use your mouse and keyboard. After you signed in into your account and you want to get the best performance, you don't want to play just in the browser. This is Safari here. You actually can do the following. You can come up here to share and then scroll down here to add to home screen. And then you can create an icon on your home screen. This is this one here. And if I now go up and I can open this icon, now I have the same experience, but not with the browser. I just have the content opened in a separate window. And here I can, for example, look for StarCraft. That's this one here. I can say play, yeah, let's go. And it will launch a dedicated rig that I can start. It will connect to my Blizzard account, my Battle.net account. I have to still connect myself. In that step, you have to connect to your Blizzard account. So now I can actually start StarCraft. I can come here to StarCraft 1. The cool thing about this method is I can actually play the newest version. I can play even the remastered edition. So I hope now the sound and the volume is good enough. To get rid of these kind of icons here and here, you can actually just take your iPad, rotate it vertical, and then rotate it back, and then they will gone. And you have two options. If you now play on the iPad itself, you see now I have the black bars here on the top and on the bottom, but I'm stretched to left and right. I can also play here, option, video, and change this one here to full screen. Then I will get a couple of black bars here on the side, but now my iPad is here on full screen. Nothing much to explain. If you know StarCraft, you have now the full experience, StarCraft Original, StarCraft Expansion. You can play all the single players. You can even go to Battle.net. You can log in and you can play all the stuff here.
Glad to see you, boys.
So like I told you before, I can actually use now my mouse and keyboard. I can move around with my keyboard here as well. I can use shortcuts, Control 1, Control 2. I can use shortcuts to create my characters and everything, my units. And of course, not just that, if you have a dongle for HDMI, you can actually also connect a external display. Voila, now I have StarCraft even here on my monitor. And the cool thing is now, if I come back here to the options and I actually say here video full screen, I get a little bit more real estate, but I still have these black bars. I don't know if you can see them, but I still have these black bars here on the bottom, on the top. If you actually come here and you activate the stage manager in your control center, and we come here to the settings now, here under settings, and we come to the display settings, I can now change the arrangement. And here, don't mirror my display. I want that actually my iPad is here on the bottom, and that's my screen. So I have my screen here. So I can now come in here, open this one, bring this window now with my mouse over to my screen here. And now the cool thing is, because we changed to the window mode, I can now make this full screen. And voila, I have now StarCraft here with the full monitor experience, 16:9. You can even play like this. Okay, so this was solution number one. Solution number one obviously has some pros and some cons. The pros is that you actually can play StarCraft Remastered Edition. That's the better edition. You can play even online, Battle.net, the newest version, everything that is out there. And one of the advantages, actually yesterday while I was playing, you don't need as much battery. You can use it with a new iPad, with an old iPad. It doesn't really matter because you're not using the hardware of your iPad. You're actually using a gaming PC somewhere in the cloud. But the disadvantage is, number one, you always have to have a good internet connection. If you don't have a good internet connection, the gaming experience is limited. It doesn't really make fun. And number two, of course, you have to pay a subscription to play that. If you're a hardcore gamer and you want to use it on the go, then maybe this is a no-brainer and you're already using cloud gaming, and then yeah, you can use it also on the iPad. And today's sponsor for this video is me! Yes, because on this channel I run a masterclass about DaVinci Resolve. That's a Hollywood software. If you want to create amazing videos, we have the same software and you can use it on the iPad. So I created a masterclass from beginner to pro, and because of that masterclass I'm able to do these kind of videos, even the video today, which is not about DaVinci Resolve, it's more a fun project. But if you're curious and you want to learn video editing and you want to learn it with one of the best softwares that's out on the market, then this masterclass is for you. So back to the video. But what if we want to have it native on the iPad? And for years I was looking into this because I wanted that StarCraft is running, because I'm a huge StarCraft fan. This is nostalgia for me. And I found a solution how we can now play StarCraft native on the iPad, not internet connection. Unfortunately, not the newest version. I found a Nintendo 64 port that runs StarCraft, and you can even play in co-op mode. Let me explain you what I mean and what I found. And the reason why we can now play something like this, since last year Apple and iOS opened the doors for emulators, and now we can actually emulate Nintendo 64s, PlayStation 1, and because there was a port for Nintendo 64, we can actually play the Nintendo 64 version. I show you what I mean. For solution number two, you have to come into the App Store and you have to search for the app RetroArch. RetroArch is a huge emulator that has thousands of different emulations in it. It's hands down the best emulator that you can find in the App Store. When you have RetroArch installed, you also need the Nintendo 64 ROM. So the website that I found, if I type in StarCraft N64 ROM, the first one here, WoW ROMs, this is the StarCraft 64 edition for the United States, this is the English edition. Just download that ROM, and then when you go to your files, here on the download, now I have the zip file StarCraft 64 ROM. I have to extract this file. Not 2 times, 1 time is enough. And oh yeah, by the way, you have to start RetroArch 1 time so that it actually opens and creates a folder. So now we can come in here to the files, and I can now right click on this one here, or longer press, and then say move. And we go now here to my iPad, to the folder for RetroArch. And here under the RetroArch, what I will create a new folder, and I call this one Nintendo 64. I create a new folder and I call it Nintendo 64 ROMs, and I can move it now here. I already have it in here, so I don't have to do this again, but you have to move the N64 file in here to this one. So now you can come in here to RetroArch, and don't be confused, it's a huge software. Basically what you will do, always when you come in here to load core, now you tell him what kind of emulation do you want. What do you want to play? Like what? In Atari, a Nintendo, you will see a Commodore, and of course we go down here to Nintendo until we find Nintendo 64, Muppet 64 Plus next. I click on this one, and now I have to load the content. This is the cartridge. So I come in here to open, and I go here to my folder inside of the RetroArch folder, N64. This is the StarCraft folder here, and now you see I'm already starting up the game. And of course, same like in solution number one, if you have an external monitor, you can actually connect that one, and you can even play now this game, not just here on the iPad, you can actually play it here on the monitor as well. So you get a bigger screen. And by the way, if you don't want to use the internal controls, because now I have my controls for the touch screen, right? You can always just click this icon here, and now all of that is gone. But first of all, how can you play this game? Because this game doesn't play with mouse and keyboard, because that's a Nintendo 64 version. You can actually play it with gamepads. Yes, and if you have 2 gamepads, you can convert now your iPad to a game control, like a gaming station. So I got these little guys here. These are the RetroArch travel controllers. They are very nice. I have 2 of them, and now I can actually connect them via Bluetooth here to my iPad. Okay, so here are a couple of settings that I found helpful when you play StarCraft Nintendo 64 version. First of all, I already told you this, you can deactivate this. So if you now have a controller, you can actually now use the controller here. You have to get used to this, but you can actually play it. Obviously, it's never the same experience, but I will tell you later, if you have 2 players, you can actually play co-op, and that's just maybe some fun. You can play all the campaigns. There's even the Brood War campaign inside here. Okay, some settings. So first of all, sometimes I notice that the audio is lagging a bit. So what I will do is come back in here. So always when I'm in the game with this little icon, you can come back to the RetroArch settings. And now I will go back here to back. So I can see all of the settings here on the bottom. So I go to settings, and then first of all, let's go here to latency. And the audio issues that I had, I solved it by coming in here to audio input latency. By default, it's like 64. When I changed that to like 120 to 140, somewhere in this range, then I didn't have any problems with my audio crackling or something like that. Then it worked fine. And the second one, we have some little black bars here on the side. We can actually stretch the image to make the full screen, and that's actually very simple. We come back in here, go back to the settings, and now this time to the video settings, and then here to scaling, and then here aspect ratio. It's currently core provided, but we go here in and we say full. And now when we come back into the game, you can see I have now full screen. I can play the game now like this and everything. I will not explain how you can play this. You have to look it up. There's good videos here on the internet about Nintendo 64 version, but I just wanted to show you that you can actually play the game now here with the Nintendo 64 version on your iPad. So when we're back at the main menu, you see here single player and 2 player. That is maybe the most outstanding feature of that whole concept, because it's not the exact same game. I mean, you have most of the campaigns, you actually have most of the campaigns. I think you even have 1 or 2 secret missions that you only have here in the Nintendo 64 version. Obviously, you have a dumbed down version, but look at this. You have all the characters from the first 3, and then also from the Brood War. So in this little package, you actually have all the missions that you can play. And then if you come here to 2 players, you can now actually select a map, like this map here, for example, on the bottom. You have different maps. You can start the game. And then when you start the game, you will see that you have split screen. The top player is here on the top, already in widescreen, and the other player is here on the bottom, and you can play here against each other. You can play together against computers. You can play against each other, and you can even play one race, and basically you can also play one race together but navigating with 2 screens, and so you can split up your work and be even more efficient if you would like to play that. And there's a couple of mini missions, co-op missions that you can play. That's actually very, very cool. So definitely give this a try. Like I told you, this is solution number 2. Maybe not the best solution, but a solution that actually works on the iPad if you're on the go. And if you connect this to a beamer, a projector, you can even have a widescreen big on the wall and play this game as well. Okay, these are the 2 solutions that you have to play StarCraft on an iPad or iPhone, any iPad. Everything that I showed you in this video today also works, of course, on an iPhone. And if you pair that together with this beamer, like the projector that I just showed you in this video, then you have a very small package with some game controllers. You can travel and still play on a bigger screen if you compare it with a projector. So the links for the projector and also for all the things are in the description below. Definitely check it out. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments which was your favorite race. Did you like to play Protoss, Zerg, or the Terrans? Let me know in the comments. I'm a Protoss player. I loved the advanced race of Protoss, and I played a lot with Protoss in my past. Anyway, I hope you learned something. I hope you liked this. See you in the next video, and bye.